Bob, or Bobby as I call him, grew up with his dad, who was Bob too. And as Bob grew up, he was a teenager, and at some point he went to his dad, Dad, I really need these sneakers. Can you give me money? Well, Dad listened to it and said, well, wait a little bit. Then Bobby had seen this lovely polo shirt and said to his dad, Dad, I really need this shirt. Can you give me some money? And that made him wait a little bit more. And after a while, Bobby came to his dad again and said, Dad, I need these terrific jeans to wear. And then Bob told him, Bobby, what you really need is a job. Or Allie, I call her. She comes home and says, Mommy, everyone in my classroom has a cell phone. I need a cell phone. And Mom checks a little bit around, does fact-checking, and finds out 3 out of 24 have a cell phone. So the question is, how do we discern in between our needs and our wants? And the interesting thing is about the desires, the wants, the longings, they are not fulfilled by material stuff. So when I go shopping hungry, I'm really hungry, guess what happens? I load and load and load, and I'm getting much more than I really need. So I try not to go hungry shopping. And Blaise Pascal, I love this quote. He says, there is a hole in the human heart, the shape of God. Nothing can fill that hole. Not the dessert, not the drink, not the new car, not the extravagant vacation. Nothing can fill that hole but God. And that hole is to be meant to remain open and longing for the connection with the living God. And that's the message that Jesus gives to his disciples when he says, your life does not consist in the abundance of your possessions. Or, you may win the whole world, but if you in the process of doing that lose your soul, what good is it for anyone or for anyone else? Definitely not for you. So at some point, I think we come to this point where we're to ask ourselves, what is most important? What comes first in our lives? What are priorities? And my experience is just to take an honest look, okay? Because at the end of the month, sometimes I think, where did it all go? It's all gone. So taking an honest look at either a bank statement, credit card statement, figuring out, where did it go? Or keeping track one whole month of every cent you spent. I know it was revealing to me when I just wrote down everything I eat for a month. It's like, whoa, no wonder there is a little bit of out of balance there. And I think the reflection then, looking in the mirror and saying, did I really need this? I admire Joe. He saw this beautiful plate of cookies. He had eaten one, and then he went for the second cookie. And then he stopped himself. And then Joe said, I don't need that. Oh my, how I admire Joe. But I think some of the greatest wasters of money is this instant gratification. Just the click or going in, I need to have it. You remember Bobby, you remember Allie. I need to have it now. Rather than, okay, let's sleep over it. Let's wait a little bit. Do I really need it? And put that in perspective. And basically over that discerning of what are my priorities? What am I here for? So my recommendation, and we try to do that together with Sigrid, is live below our means. Always live below your means, because sooner or later that bubble is gonna pop. Or something comes up and you end up running dry. And then the invitation, I think, from the Genesis passage, the invitation for God, when God says, Abram, move out of your homeland, and the purpose is, I will bless you so you become a blessing to others. You see, blessed to be a blessing. What a deep purpose is. What if we are created here on earth to bless other people, to help other people? What if our purpose is to live a life of service and of generosity? I think that's why we're here. That's our purpose. And we can make a difference. And it's the difference for us of clinging, holding on, of being afraid of scarcity, of tightening up, or to open up just like a pine cone. You see the pine cones right now opening up so the seeds fall out and spread. And our life is meant to spread the blessing, to let go, to trust, and to become a blessing to others. As for me, I look back through the years. I do not regret a single dollar that I ever gave to a good cause. I really do not. And it feels so great to me. Now, Sigrid and I are among the top 5 givers here of St. Paul's, and we're thrilled. It's wonderful to know we're a thriving congregation, and we're tickled to do that. Now, we have not always been there. Back in Germany, I was in college. Sigrid was stay-at-home mom, and we had 2 kids. So we went to the assistant's office. And it didn't feel great to go there. So we started, even during that time, giving a percentage. And we grew and we grew. And it's amazing what we can do if we set our priorities straight. So looking at your bank statement, looking at your credit card statement, very honestly, it's like, okay, what comes first? What are priorities? Because they're really priorities. Where do your funds go? And to take that honest look. And the invitation right now from Jesus, from the gospel reading is, don't worry about what you wear, what you eat, but put God first. That's the summary of it. Put God first. So where does God's work come in your expense? Where and how? And one big way God works is through St. Paul's, but it's beyond St. Paul's. Where and how do you live a life of service and generosity to bless others, just like Abram and Sarah did? So I'm not asking you to do what is easy. I'm asking you to go and take an honest look. What matters? What is important? Where and how can you become a blessing to others here through St. Paul's and beyond? And I ask you to be generous. Be extravagantly generous as you can. Be a blessing, my friends. Makes a huge, huge difference. Think about it. And act on it.